Okay, welcome ladies and gentlemen to this very special day here we have for the youth girls. It's live stream day. My name's Les Hornery, mainly from the clubhouse, but we're here today to do all of the games as we see them, 13s, 15s and 17s playing mid-coast. And I have with me one of the greatest callers ever to call a youth under 13 game before. Robbo, how are you?
Thank you, Les. Great to be here. Very excited. Welcome listeners, viewers, wherever you're watching right around Newcastle, Australia, and indeed the world. What a treat we're in for today for this round 18 clash. Newcastle Olympic FC versus Mid-Coast FC. Newcastle Olympic currently sitting third on the table. Les up against Mid-Coast, who are 7th on the table. Last outing was back in round 11 on the 8th of June up at Lake Cadai, Rainbow Beach Field, where Newcastle Olympic got the better of Mid-Coast that day, winning 2-4. So they've had the week off during the school holidays. The Olympic girls and the Mid-Coast girls will see who can dust off the cobwebs and come out firing here this morning on what is a cool, slightly windy, a slightly breezy morning here at beautiful Darling Street on Awabakal and Warramai country.
Yes, well, it is in Indigenous round here this round, so we welcome all those. Now, of course, a bit of rain overnight, Robbo, and pitch has a bit of wear and tear from, of course, some serious game time over the last month, but still got some grass on it, which is handy.
Yeah, it looks good. We've had the mini-roos out here this morning just to liven up the field, and yeah, what a fantastic facility we're lucky to have as our home ground here. The drainage that's gone into play allows us to make sure we can get these games on even after a little bit of rain overnight. So, yep, the track has been officially classed as medium, but I expect that to dry down. We might even see a little bit of sunshine as we see the Olympic girls make their final cheers. Just run through the lineup here with Olympic in goals. We have number 1, Eve Delaney, our goalkeeper. And then our back four of Grace Robertson, number 6. Number 5, Eva Barnes. And she's joined in the middle of defence, number 3, Eliza Morley. And right back will be number 16, Ivy Redmond. In the midfield, number 4, Emily Hughes. Number 10, Lucia Tyree. And number 14, Pippa Hassett. While up front, we have May Morrell, number 11. On the left, Audrey Russell, number 2. And Sienna Yanazo is our captain, number 15. Olympic getting the early possession. And there is Sienna Ianazo in hot pursuit, and Olympic will get the first throw of the morning.
Yes, the pitch is going to run a little bit here today, Robbo, with, of course, a little bit of overnight rain. It's cut down to 0.5, so it's nice and short out there. It also has had the drainage spikes put across the whole field. So I'm anticipating a quick, slick surface here, and I'm also anticipating a pretty tight affair, as in these teams hardly been separated in their last encounters. So we'll see how we go.
We see Ivy Redmond there challenging for the ball. One of the consistent players in this team at right back. And the battle for the midfield will be a tight one today. We saw Mid-Coast really bringing the fight last time out between these two teams, as May just gets to that ball. Mid-Coast tidying up at the back. They've got possession here in midfield. And a crucial stop there from Tyree. May Morrell looking threatening on the left here. She's into the box now. Mid-Coast. Sienna finds herself with space. Here we go. She's going to line up the shot. And there is the first goal for the captain, Sienna Yanazo. 1 minute 30, Les. And they're on the board. The girls in royal blue.
We'll just have a quick look there. Take us through that, Robbo.
Yeah, great bit of play there. I'm going to go back to Lucia Tyree getting that all-important interception in midfield, but then playing it through to May Morrell on the left, and May cutting it back, pass across the face of goal, and to Sienna to slot it home, and there's no stopping a Sienna thunderbolt from that distance. And she's back into work here now, scrapping hard in defence. As we see Mid-Coast looking to hit back here now. Eva Barnes looking to pressure the attacker here, but tidied up by the ever-consistent Eve Delaney. She's really had a great season this year, the shot stopper from Newcastle Olympic. And she looks to clear her team out of danger here at the moment. Sienna will get a little touch on this and just going out there. I should just go through our subs on the bench for Newcastle Olympic this morning. Number 12, Mia Kelly. Number 13, Millie Lim. Number 9, Lola Savage. Number 7, Izzy Newton. Just the 4 subs today. And of course, coach for Newcastle Olympic, Alex Hun, and assistant coach, Scotty Miller. They're driving the bus from the sideline this morning as Delaney just cleans up once again. Newcastle Olympic looking to work the ball out. They're going to need to do a little bit of work here in defence as we see Mid-Coast getting a little bit of possession there, getting a side on goal. Chance for Olympic just to settle it down again and find their way up to the other end of the field.
So people might be interested in why do we do this? Why once a year do we actually have a full stream round? Well, I'll just leave this with you, Robbo.
Yeah, Sienna getting it on the right here again. Newcastle Olympic with the fast break, and we're going to be looking for those all throughout the day. Thanks, Les.
Yes, and the idea is that they girls sit around, they see the first grade, reserve grade being live streamed, commentators most weeks. So this time we do once a year. We actually put the whole production on for them. We do it locally here. It's our own production crew here for Olympic, and we try and treat the girls with, you know, potentially what might happen when they get into those upper grades. So if you're watching, that's great. If you can watch back a later date, that's also good. But we're just doing it for the players, really. And, of course, Mid-Coast would obviously have a number of relatives and family members that can't get here for the game. So it's going live to them.
And a big good morning and a shout out to anyone watching up on the sunny mid-north coast and lower north coast. Must declare my bias, Les. I did grow up on the mid-north coast myself, but calling Newcastle home now, and very much on the royal blue side here this morning. But yeah, it's great that you've been able to get the production team together, and I've got to just say I think the production team consists of one man, and that's you, Les Hornery, and big thanks on behalf of the whole club for all the work that you do. Mr. Media here at Newcastle Olympic FC, and yeah, what a great initiative to be able to get these games live streamed today. So I hope you're enjoying it, folks, as we see Mid-Coast working it out from the back here. And broken down once again, Ivy Redmond. She has become famous for doing that this season. And Emily Hughes, the steam train, just runs and runs all day, and we're looking forward to seeing her putting in another big performance today. Just a chance here with this throw for Olympic to settle themselves down, find their formation. Emily working hard. She's going to look for a pass here. She looks up and finds Audrey Russell. She sees May on the end of this. May on her left foot. She's going to be a big chance here, and keeper saves, finds the crossbar, and Mid-Coast very lucky to survive that threat there from Newcastle Olympic. Great shot there from May Morell. Grace Robertson in defence here, just getting the header to it. And her defensive colleagues tidying up at the back here. Just escaping Grace there on that left flank as we see Olympic get set here for the next onslaught from Mid-Coast. A pass into the middle. This is looking threatening for Mid-Coast, but the cross blocked there by Eva Barnes. Lucia Tyree putting pressure on the ball. We see a bit of space out the back here, and Ivy Redmond looking to clean this up here. And we're away safely here for Newcastle Olympic. So threats coming. Audrey Russell looking for the fast break here. We know what she can do. Mid-Coast very maturely playing it back to the keeper here. And some space in the midfield for Emily Hughes. She loves this kind of open play. She slots a lovely ball through. Not quite getting to Sienna the first time. It's still alive here in the box. Oh, and the keeper makes a crucial intervention there. Sienna, with the captain's armband today, looks like she is full of beans, full of running, and hungry for goals. As we see Newcastle Olympic winning the first corner of the morning.
Yeah, that's the only thing we don't do. We don't keep all the stats for corners and free kicks and all that sort of gear, but we're certainly bringing the production at a pretty high level to you guys. I've been a little bit all over the place in my Canberra production here. I got a little bit of early gremlins in the system.
You are doing the job of about 5 people, Les, so I will give you a little bit of leeway there. It's we see Eva Barnes here standing over the corner, and Midcoast coming out to easily deal with that one. Ivy intercepting that, and Olympic's going to have to do a little bit of work here defensively as one of the lead attackers from Midcoast, number 47, I think, putting a pass through into the box, and Eliza just stepping over that very calmly. And Olympic's going to need to work themselves out of their defensive area once again. So expect plenty of pressure here from this Midcoast team. Yes, they travel a lot every second week or thereabouts. They're on the road. And I imagine there's quite a strong team unity having to face such travelling demands. So you'd get to know your team pretty well, but they've come ready to play here this morning, even though they've gone down a goal early. A lot of fight here from the Midcoast outfit as Ivy Redmond gets ready for her throw. Ivy Redmond, also a local rugby league player as well, so she's come across to Newcastle Olympic, been a great addition to the defensive lineup.
Well, I mean, part of the commentary gig, Robbo, you would know more than most, is never call a game where one of your children is actually playing. And I haven't heard you call your daughter once yet.
Oh.
So you might be doing that normal parent thing where you just find that your own daughter just doesn't give it a mention. But she's playing where? Right back today?
Left back at the moment. Grace Robertson, number 6. But yeah, as we see here, another foray into attack here for Olympic. And Emily Hughes looking to put that through ball across. Sienna stayed on side. And causing trouble here. We've got the keeper out at the moment. Pippa Hassett scrapping away beautifully there. She's going to get this ball and lay it off to Lucia Tyree. Lucia looks up for who she can play it to. She finds Sienna. Sienna passes straight away. This is great one-touch football here. May's looking open. Emily looks up. She slots the ball now to Sienna. She takes a lovely touch in the box. And that almost ends in another goal. What a great build-up there for Newcastle Olympic.
Yeah, we'll take a rest there, Robbo. That's a big string. It's a 100-worder. As you can see, Sienna, she's obviously a target player in the box there, and one thing we know about Sienna, she gets one-on-one. She doesn't normally just hit the keeper. She has enough awareness to be able to go to the side. We already seen May. She hit one straight at the keeper, and that'll just come with time. But, I do know that Sienna has a background in the futsal, and that's where you learn that skill of finding the space.
So possession probably just slightly favouring Newcastle Olympic at this stage. But, fairly open game thus far. It's funny you mentioned calling your own children. This is Grace Robertson on the ball here with the throw-in. I think I'm calmer doing this job than I am just on a regular Saturday, Les, watching this team. So you've helped my own mental health today. Thank you.
Yeah, well, you were my first choice because whenever I see you, you're commentating the game just in your head. So I thought, well, we might as well let everybody else have a listen.
Oh, well, sorry you have to endure it, folks, but we'll try and keep it as objective as possible. Here's Sienna again. She lines up with that right boot. It's just going to tail away, and we had a perfect view of that from our commentary position.
Let's get a replay in there. We might actually even try a little bit of slow-mo here. You can see she takes a touch here, and as you can see, she lines it up. The keeper is way to one side, a whole post, but of course...
No, great work there, Les, and she'll watch that replay back and wish she'd have just passed that into the bottom left. But what I love there is in that build-up was that touch she took to set up the shot, and something that Sienna, I know, works hard on, as a lot of our attackers do in this Newcastle Olympic side. So some really great opportunities coming so far for Olympic, as we see Eliza Morley cleaning up at the back here again and turning defence into attack. Audrey Russell on the ball here, pressuring. I've got to say, across the course of the season, Les, and you've been here covering the games all year with your social media commentary, the Newcastle Olympic 13s have really just found that level of intensity from the middle part of the season, and they're really taking it to any team up and down the ladder, which is great to see. Just a bit more tidying up at the back here required. We're going to see a break here in midfield. We've got May Morell on the ball. This is what you love to see. May with plenty of space. She can play an easy ball off here to Pippa Hassett. Pippa takes a nice touch. She's going to look for Sienna here and see if she can slot her. She takes it now, but well tidied up in the back there from the mid-coast defender, who now looks to turn defence into attack herself. Lucia Tyree scrapping in the midfield, number 10 there for Olympic, and doing well. Grace Robertson, number 6. She's got a battle on her hands today against this mid-coast attacker, 47. And Grace just getting the toe there for that all-important intervention.
Bit of space out there already. I mean, we would think that the game would open up towards the end as the legs get a bit tired, but it's already, here we go again, made plenty of room. They're not pressing in, dribbled it a little bit far there. She's going to go again. This time she's going to try and find Sienna off the right shoulder, and well tidied up here again by Midcoast.
Just highlighting the player from Midcoast there, Abigail Shields with the light blue headband. It's number 47 playing in the right wing. She actually scored against Olympic in the last outing, and she's definitely one important threat for Midcoast today. You think if they're going to get on the scoreboard, she's going to be integral to it. She's been very lively so far, and so the defence, especially on that left side, are going to have their hands full in this game today for Olympic. As we see Shields on the ball again, but Tyree coming across, closing her down. Abigail Shields gets the ball away. Across there to number 45, who is Daisy Ryan, the tall striker moving up in here now. We see Eve Delaney coming across, just covering that ball sensibly, and it's gone out for a goal kick. Referee today is Mr. George Field, officiating in the middle here, and doing a great job thus far. As we see Olympic looking to work this one out. Just nice and calm. Midcoast, a threat here, a turn and a touch, and here comes the shot here from Daisy, and that is a very, very nervous moment there as Daisy Ryan from Midcoast looked to just find a player, as you can see here. Very nice turn there inside the box is Daisy Ryan. She didn't go for the shot herself. She played a very, very dangerous ball, which was covered there in the end by Grace Robertson, but Abigail Shields was breathing down her neck. As we see Robertson here trying to work this one out from danger. She's going to get the ball up the line to May Morell, and it's just trickled out there for a throw-in. So not having it all their own way here, the Olympic under-13s this morning at Darling Street. As it breaks open here for Emily Hughes. She tries to thread a ball there for Audrey Russell. And here's Lucia on the ball in midfield. Just getting cramped up a little bit there by the hungry midfielders of the Midcoast there.
The next technology we want to bring in here is we want to live wire some of these players up live, because the little girl in midfield we talked about before, on the ball now, she speaks well out on the field, instructs her. She's like the general, the halfback, the person that's instructing everybody where to go, what to do. She does a great job.
Yeah, number 10, Lucia Tyree, the Stockton Rocket. Always busy on the ball, and that's exactly what you want from your midfielders. As
you'd imagine. Talking, demanding of the football, all those things that senior footballers do, doesn't come naturally to some of these under-13 girls who are quite mild by nature.
Well, the one I live with definitely isn't, Les, so...
Yes, off the pitch, maybe.
Off the pitch. No, but look, that's the sort of... with the experience, that communication is definitely building within this team, and it's mentioned, I know, by Coach Alex Hun, just how important to put a name on the ball on every pass. Help your friends out, time on. And so definitely an area that has improved and will continue to improve for this team, who has just shown remarkable growth as the season has worn on. They did it tough in the early rounds this season, but they hung in there and adjusted to life on the bigger field and with the longer halves. and they're flourishing towards the back end of the season, and that's exactly where you want to be hitting your straps, as we see Robertson with the throw here up the line to May Morell, former schoolmates over there at Tighes Hill. And Eva Barnes will just cover this one. She's got Abigail Shields just on her back. She plays a nice calm pass back to Eve, who puts her foot through that and finds 40 metres. Great clearance there, and if May can just get this, it was looking very threatening, but Lucia on the second ball here now. She drags it back. She's going to look for a pass to Emily Hughes. Emily's going to find herself in space here. She's going to look up and see who can she ping a pass to here. She looks for Audrey Russell. Audrey comes out to this right-hand side, and we'll see what she can do here. She takes on her defender. Unfortunately, that one will just trickle out, but very, very good play there from Olympic, using the full width of the field, Les.
Yes, and here's a rotation now. A few of the girls coming in.
Looks like we're going to see Pippa Hassett coming off, and going on for her will be Millie Lim, Eva Barnes coming off, and Mia Kelly going on, and May Morell off, and Lola Savage has headed on. So the triple subs just before 20 minutes.
A triple threat.
And the score, as you can see there, Olympic holding their 1-0 lead thus far. They went ahead after 90 seconds through the boot of captain Sienna Ianazo.
Ball's just trickled out there. And, it's always a bit of a, with the interchange here, Robbo, of course, unlike senior football, it's like you can on and off or whatever, but it does, like any other game, sort of breaks up the combinations a little bit. It takes a little bit of time for the combinations to get back together and start working again. But it's all part of their development, and I love how Alex doesn't normally just put them all just exactly where they would normally play. They have to have different roles, different game roles.
No, exactly, Les, and what a treat to be able to bring fresh legs on after that first 20 minutes or so. Just, heavier pitch as well, and some players may be starting to tire a little bit, and we can just inject that extra bit of pace and enthusiasm. Here's Lola Savage on the ball. Speaking of one of our subs, she plays an easy ball back to Lucia Tyree. She gets it back here, and she's going to look to use this. She plays a square ball to Emily Hughes. Always exciting when Emily's on the ball here. She's going to look up and try and thread that ball to Sienna through there. Just didn't work out once again. Ivy cleaning up there at right back. And again, it's Emily looking and finds Audrey Russell this time. Audrey's going to have to scrap away and get this ball back. There's some promising signs in the middle of the park for Olympic, as they've just been dispossessed here. And there's once again Lucia Tyree on the ball. Audrey's going to go for a little run here. Sienna's in hot pursuit. And tidying up at the back there is the mid-coast left defender. So if you're just joining us for Under-13's live action for the first time, just a reminder, we're 40-minute halves we're playing, so we're just into the second half of the first half, and it's great to have your company wherever you're watching us right around Newcastle, Australia and the world for Indigenous round, the Northern New South Wales round 18 here at Darling Street. We're going to have the under-15s and the under-17s fixtures coming after this one. Big thanks to Les Hornery and the entire production team for making it possible here today.
They tell me, Robbo, you're not going to call all three. You're actually going to head home and lay down after this one.
Yeah, well.
No, I think we got young Rob Brown in next game, and then Paulie DeVitis is going to come after he's finished his stint out at Spears Point. He's going to come and call the under-17. So we're going to mix it around a little bit today, and so you don't get sick of the one. But, of course, Robbo, obviously, pedigree here with calling for the Australian athletics. Also been to the Olympics a few times himself.
Not as an athlete.
Not as an athlete, but using his next best thing, which is his voice.
Well, speaking of the commentary team, I wondered if we could even get a few of these under-13s after they've played their fixture this morning. I know a few of them would be aspiring commentators, so we might be able to get some special comments.
Well, I did set up, as you can see there, an extra set of cans, so we actually have the capability. There's another sub coming on here.
Yeah, this is Izzy Newton coming on for her first taste of the action for today, and Audrey Russell coming off for a hard-earned break.
Nice. Looks like just a straight swap, just right wing for right wing there.
Yep. That's right, and Izzy's been showing some great form in this attacking position. She's been played in defence earlier in the season, but found a home on that wide right position, slotting a couple of goals in recent rounds and looking right at home up there, attacking the goal mouth, as we see Lola Savage doing some work here to keep possession. Midcoast just dragging it back. It's a tight tussle over there on that far side. And the ever-present Lucia Tyree just getting in their way once again. So a chance to pause here, catch our breath, and
what does the clock say, Robbo?
We've got 23:30 on the clock. So it's that interesting sort of second phase of the first half here, and I always am interested to see how that last 5 or 10 minutes of a half goes when the fitness does start to creep in. Definitely Olympic known for their fitness. They've shown that strongly finishing the halves, but just wanting them to not give away any silly mistakes here. As we see Abigail Shields, she was in hot pursuit. She shows some quick feet, and Grace Robertson with her work cut out today. She did put in a great performance last time they played, getting player of the match. Grace Robertson up there at Lake Cat-Eye in round 11. She's hungry to show what she can do once again against Midcoast. Lola Savage shows and goes. She's still got possession here. Just coming up short there as we see Tyree on the ball. She's going to look up and find an easy ball across to Ivy Redmond, who plays it back in the middle there to Millie Lim. We're just not finding that final pass there, but once again, looking at building it up nicely. That's a great little passage there, a lovely little triangle interplay there. Lucia, Robertson to Savage. Just been dispossessed there, and they're going to have to work hard to make sure this doesn't turn into anything too threatening. Grace Robertson finds that left foot, and it's not pretty work, is it, Les, that scrapping away in defence, but it's just so crucial to make those interventions and break that play down.
Exactly right. I mean, it's I think one of the real improvements in this under-13 outfit has been getting a toe in. I know it sounds silly, but I think in the beginning there was a lot of standoff, and they were just watching people play and run past them, and which naturally would happen is your first year on the big field. But now there's certainly more desperation to get a foot in, to break up the play, and to not be scored against. So hopefully I don't put the mocker on them. But I think that's where I see most of the improvement. Yes, of course, the football's improving, and as the more game time they get, the more they have. But it's the desperation to want to get to the football.
I think you're exactly right there, Les. And yeah, someone once said to me some wise words that the team that generally gets to the ball first is the one that will be most successful in the fixture. So having that hunger, not waiting for your friend to do it, rolling up your sleeves and you go ahead and do it. As we see Lola Savage in an attacking position again. She plays the ball back to Millie Lim, and it comes into the box. Lucia fires it straight back in. Nothing will come of that for Olympic, but they're at the right end of the field and still looking threatening, hoping for that second goal to come. Great control there from Hughes. She's on the burst once again. She takes a look at the goals. She's going to have a shot, and that is a cracking shot from Emily Hughes, right in line with the commentary box here. And what a treat it is to see Emily Hughes on the ball, looking for goal, and what a great finish that was as well. As we see the replay here, she controls it beautifully off the goal kick. A couple of touches, looks up, sees the goalkeeper's out. Thank you for coming. 2-0, Newcastle Olympic.
Yes, beautiful view here we had of that. I think earlier in the game, she was playing the ball off to her players in that same position. And I think word might have gone out to maybe for her from the coaching staff to, listen, why don't you just have a ping if you are within that range again. So it looks like well coached there by the super coaches.
Yeah, we've talked about it. I know in the parents' commentary box for a lot of the season now, it's just such a great option when the keepers aren't as tall as they're going to be in the 15s and 17s. Having those shots from range to test out those keepers is such a great option. So, yeah, well done. What a great finish there. And I think they've deserved their second goal. And they're going to have to work hard again because Mid-Coast, they are not going to go down without a fight here. You don't travel 2 hours down the road to give it up to the opposition team. So expect a big comeback from Mid-Coast in the latter stage of this half. But we see Tyree on the ball. She plays a beautiful ball to Lola Savage. Can't get my words out, Les. I'm too excited. But Mid-Coast will come away with it. And this is the threat. Abigail Shields on this right wing. And she throws a very hopeful ball forward. And we see Mia Kelly just jogging back here. She's cruising at the moment. She's going to beat the player. She's going to play a pass. She's going to go for a little run here and then play the pass. Just breaks down here. Chance for the defensive midfielders to do some work. And Ivy Redmond's going to have her work cut out here. She's not going to give this away. She's going to go in here and use her body well. And it will be a corner for Mid-Coast, their first of the morning. And we're just going to see some more subs for Newcastle Olympic here. So on just short of 30 minutes, we're going to see the three coming off here. The goal scorer after 90 seconds and captain Sienna Ianazo. We see Lucia Tyree coming off for a well-earned rest. And we're going to see Grace Robertson coming off as well. So Eva Barnes back on, Pippa Hassett back on, and Audrey Russell back on as well. And here we go, working their way out from a tricky area here, not wanting to play too much fancy football in the opposition box, or in our own box, sorry. But they can get this away, and we'll see what Lola can do here on the ball. And not only does she hold possession, she comes away with it, plays a nice pass to Pippa Hassett. Pippa's going to look up now and find a great ball to Izzy Newton on the right. Unfortunately, just giving it back to the opposition there, but here's Emily Hughes. Up the middle, she knows one way, and that's it. The steam train is full of coal this morning, and here she goes, one more to beat. She's got two waiting in the box. Here comes the cross now. Audrey Russell's just offside. Wouldn't have been much in it, but unfortunately, that piece of play just coming to a halt there. And Emily Hughes just putting the afterburners on there for that drive.
Yeah, of course, the girls were very excited. They haven't played in a while because, of course, we had the Women's State Cup last weekend, and these girls too young to get an opportunity. They will get an opportunity moving forward. Hopefully, if they stick around in the blue and white, they might get a chance to play in the State Cup. But it's been a couple of weeks since they've been on the park, but they don't look too rusty, Robbo.
No, I can give you the insider tip from training there last night. Training was going a little bit. It was a bit flat, I was told, at one point, and then Coach Alex was reported to sort of ask the girls why they thought, and there was a bit of, haven't played for a little bit, and we're in the school holiday mode, but they apparently snapped out of it in the back half of the training session last night. They really kicked into gear, and I think, glad they did that last night and not on the start of the field today, but there's a bit of work to be done here in defence as we see Eva and Mia looking to clean up, and they should get that out for a goal kick safely. So the threats will keep coming here from Mid-Coast. As I said, they don't travel halfway around the state to, jog it in and put in a weak performance. They are hungry for goals, and I know they're going to try and make life as difficult as possible for the Olympic defenders here this morning. So we see Mia Kelly clearing this one out and just about finding a teammate as it falls here to Audrey Russell, just dispossessed in the centre circle. Pippa Hassett putting great pressure on here as we move on to the next play, and Millie Lim will watch that one just about go over the line. Not quite. Eva Barnes keeps that in. As we've moved into that final 8-minute period here now, so can be a danger of a bit of lack of intensity as the fitness, I guess, demands can catch up with you. So urging our Olympic girls here, just keep running, keep tracking, keep scrapping away, going for these balls, especially in the midfield. It does tend to loosen up a little bit. Olympic may be lucky to get away with not having a foul against them there, but Lola Savage sees a bit of space here. She's got a player to beat, but the defender does very well. Across to Emily Hughes, and now Pippa Hassett. She plays it off here, looking for Izzy Newton, but just not quite reaching it out there. And Ivy will tidy up. Izzy on the ball once again. Audrey Russell, heavy touch there, unfortunately, finding the opposition feet. And Olympic will get an attacking throw there. Good signs still here for Olympic. Love to see them put another goal away before the halftime whistle goes here. As Hughes back on the ball. And this is Millie Lim. Cuts it back for herself onto her preferred right foot. Isabel Newton in the thick of it up here on this right edge. And here's Pippa. Unfortunately, that will trickle out for a goal kick. So just over 6 minutes to play here in the first half. Newcastle Olympic 2, Mid-Coast FC 0. And Mid-Coast just taking the opportunity to make a change here.
Yeah, the Mid-Coast bench is, a little bit light, as you'd imagine. School holidays, end of school holidays, and they have to travel, as you say, so far. They're not carrying, the same amount of subs, I think, than Olympic are, because the girls all live fairly locally.
Good crowd here this morning, Les. As I said, we had the Miniroos juniors on here earlier. It was tough to find a park on the streets of Hamilton, but good crowd building here. And we've got a big lineup of fixtures with the 15s and 17s to follow this one. Eva Barnes looking to cause headaches here for the opposition attacker. Abigail Shields in the light blue headband, but tidied up beautifully there from Eva Barnes. So it's been a great tussle down that right edge for Mid-Coast and the left defence for Olympic. This is going to hold up nicely here for Audrey, who looks to find Izzy. She does, with that awkward bouncing ball. And Emily will look away, look up, see her options. She finds Audrey Russell in a pretty good area. Audrey's going to need to go for that. And hasn't quite worked out for Olympic there, but threatening signs. And a chance here for Eva Barnes to tidy up again, and she plays the safe ball out to the side. Looking for some midfield, and here we go, some intervention here from Eliza Morley. Mia Kelly, she's been very consistent this season, just making sure of it here, and she now gets it away safely. Look at this bit of space here for Pippa Hassett. She's going to look for Lola Savage. She finds her. Not a bad touch, but it will trickle out as it just gets away from Lola there. You feel like Lola's primed and ready to do something pretty special on that left wing.
Yeah, Lola has... she plays a lot of football. She plays football here with the school, in different rep squads. But here she goes again on the football. She could have taken the bit longer there, but she decided to pass it off, which is a good option. Getting a little bit cutesy now in the back line.
It's okay
here.
If you get away with it. But
well, they are quite high, but, you played in the backs for many years, Robbo. I can't see you trying to beat too many people with ball skill.
No. Safety Sam for me.
Yes.
And but listen, it's if you can back your own abilities enough, why not?
Yeah,
go
of
for
course. Which is one of the problems you had, Robbo, wasn't it?
Not having any ability.
Yeah, that was the point. That's why you're playing in defence.
That's right. No, look, it's where I keep saying, got a soft spot for the defenders, mate.
But of course, you're still the fittest person in the club. You're firing up to to run a marathon, I think, sometime soon.
Yeah. Well, I've got to burn off all this nervous energy somehow, Les. So I find running for 3 hours helps with that.
When is the next marathon?
Oh, thanks for asking. Yeah, 6 weeks down the road in Sydney. So training's going well. As we see Olympic here. Just looking to tidy up things here at the back end of this half. Just has been a few fixtures in recent weeks where they've just let that opposition back in the dying seconds of the first half. So really trying to value the clean sheet, I guess, and celebrate that if we can. So let's see how we go here. Just as I say that, Abigail Shields. Oh, what a save there. Surely, oh my goodness. It's not over yet as Abigail Shields still on the ball. And here comes the big shot, but Olympic kept in it once again. Just as I've said, value the clean sheet. Well, there is a player who can and does do that. And Eve Delaney, I mentioned how good a shot stopper she is. One of the best in the comp. And she's put that on display there this morning. As we see Lola Savage, she's keen to get into the game here. She's just been kept at bay by this hard-working right defender from Mid-Coast FC. So Lola will have to try again. But excellent save there from Eve Delaney. You'll be able to replay that, well, if you're watching at home on YouTube. And we see Emily Hughes here. We've got a couple of minutes left to play here. What can Emily do? She looks up for goal. She thought about it once again. Looking where the keeper's position, probably not a bad option to pop another shot over. But we see here Izzy Newton. Unfortunately, the pass not sticking. And now Ivy's going to have to do a bit of work here to get on her skates. She doesn't give up the fight, and that is an important contribution there once again. Defence are going to have to do some work here. Here we go. Mia Kelly is going to have to play this out. She's got 2 on her, and she plays the safe ball. And it's a chance for Olympic to really make sure that they can get their midfield back and scrap hard here, because can't be letting a goal in if possible. So time to get desperate. And well done, Eva Barnes, blocking that potential risky involvement. We're going to see Pippa here play it out. It'd be great for Olympic to keep a bit of possession here as we've got about a minute to go in this first half. See if we can just hold the ball here for the remainder of the half. We see Emily Hughes. Oh, one more touch. She's going to drive through. There's a pass there for Lola if she can stay onside. She has not just stayed onside. She's been very, very close. And that might just about be it. We see 40 minutes on the clock on our screen here. What an entertaining half it has been as referee George Field blows half-time. And I can tell you, after a end-to-end, a thrilling first half, Les, great action. We've got the score on the board, 2-0, goals to captain Sienna Inazo after 90 seconds, and then Emily Hughes at 27 minutes, slotting that great finish over the keeper's head. So they've been well worth their lead so far, but plenty of work to do. It's not over yet, Les.
Yeah, we'll take a break here. One thing we do know about Mid-Coast is they're full of athletes. They always have had athletes, great athletes playing for them. So I'm sure
it's good climate up there.
I'm sure that they will have some run in their legs for the second half. We'll actually just go off. Dave will go down to the sheds, have a listen. I'm going to get some fairy floss and a hot dog, and we'll be back to talk to you soon. Bye. Okay, welcome back after the halftime break. Robbo, what did you find out?
Yeah, look, more of the same is the word coming out of the Olympic shed. So Coach Alex just saying, a bit like what you were saying, just wants that intensity to stay up, get that first touch in. Don't expect it to be easy. Mid-Coast are hungry. This is far from over, and don't want our girls to get complacent at all, which I think that they're good at being able to overcome that. So, and Mid-Coast didn't get too much out of their group. I think they just were basically meditating. They're just so peaceful from up there on the Mid-Coast. No, they're hungry. They're ready to come out and show what they can do.
Yeah.
And we've got the captain back on field with a couple of subs been made, but Sienna Inazo with the armband on today, our early goal scorer. She's now back on, and Mid-Coast with the first chance for attacking action. Tidied up there by the Olympic defence. Grace Robertson looks to be back on in her right back position now. And May Morell will be the other sub that's been made, and she's on the ball here now. She's going to find herself with a bit of space, looking up to see where she can find to pass. She looks across at Lola Savage. Unfortunately, just gets it away from her feet, but Izzy Newton in there to win that back. And there's a fair bit of space on this right-hand side as Lola plays a ball to Robertson, who's going to toe that up to number 7 there, which is Izzy Newton, and it just breaks down there. Mid-Coast coming away with the ball, and again Robertson's going to need to get her foot in here. Didn't quite make that opportunity when she could have, but staying in the game here in defence is so important. So across the back there we've got Robertson, Morley, Mia Kelly and Eva Barnes left defence. And it looks like midfield we have Lucia Tyree and Millie Lim and Lola Savage.
Yeah, some would say that this is potentially one of the great combinations this week, this year, where Lola's playing in the 10 role. She's a little bit. They want her to play a high 10, so she's part of the creative group. Sienna is the 9, and May here the left footer at the 11. So I think if Lola can actually get her foot on the football,
yep,
then there's plenty of space there for Sienna. We have a look at it now. The fullbacks have dropped off already, 2-0 down. I'm not sure that's the right coaching strategy to be dropping off so early in the game, but it might be a good situation to just make sure it stays at 2-0, and then they can jag a goal here, which could be on the point. Mid-Coast to play in-out, but of course a defender gets a touch on it.
As we see May Morell coming up this left flank, she's just about going to be good enough to get away, and she is. Another touch here, just trickling out unfortunately for Olympic there, but getting it up over that halfway. As Mid-Coast look to build up the play once again. Olympic looking to get in their way. And May will get a little touch on this with a bit of luck. Not quite enough real estate for her. But the referee just spotting a touch there from Mid-Coast. So it's going to be a throw for Olympic. And this will be their chance to have their first attacking foray of the morning. Lola Savage looking to dart into space.
It looks like it could be actually a free kick,
maybe. A free kick, pardon me.
I didn't see anything there that warranted a free kick, but
that's all right. They'll use it now. As you said, if we can get this ball to Lola Savage at her feet, we're going to see some useful things, I believe, in this second half. Here we have Tyree on the ball. She's pummeling through Sienna with some space. She's going to have a shot here, I reckon. Just shut down by the number 41 from Mid-Coast. Tyree's going to have to work hard here, and Lim looking for some options. She's been dispossessed. Here goes Abigail Shields from Mid-Coast. The rocket in the headband here. She's had a great game thus far, and Mid-Coast getting a good ball away. This is their speedster on the right wing, and number 37, and that's easily tidied up there by Eve the Wall Delaney. She takes her time assesses the situation. She's going to give this a good roost, and she finds a good 40 metres on the fly here. Izzy Newton, unfortunately not able to control it there, and it trickles out for a throw for Midcoast. So 5 minutes played here at Darling Street of the second half. The score is Newcastle Olympic 2, Midcoast 0 at this point. Grace Robertson towing one out there, and Midcoast will go again. And it's pretty perfect conditions for football here this morning in Newcastle. Only a very slight breeze. The rain we had overnight's completely gone away. A bit of cloud cover around. It's a cool 12, 13 degrees down at ground level. Pitch has taken a little bit of water, but it's held up really well given the use it's had and the weather we've been having. So we're primed here for a big last 35 minutes in this fixture. Following this will be the under 15s, and then we roll into the under 17s. I hope you're enjoying the action wherever you're watching, by the fire or maybe you're at the beach.
Yeah, I just looked at the statistics. There's 37 people looking from the UK, so we must have a friend or a relative that has some UK people.
That'll be the Scouts, I'd say, Les. So Chelsea FC, Tottenham, Liverpool, and you'll have some Spanish interest in there as well, I'm sure. So,
yes.
Yeah, big hello to all the talent scouts out there tuning in.
Yeah, well, we're just, and I did see that Stan Sports had just logged in, so they're just not looking at the players. They're trying to assess the commentary skills of this man, Mr. Robertson. He could actually, now that they've won the rights to the Premier League, I'm pretty sure we might lose him from the under-13s over to calling Premier League for Stan Sports. But they take a corner here as an opportunity for Midcoast. Great corner, comes in. She gets it on the chest and fighting for the football, and ends up with another corner.
Crucial intervention there. Grace Robertson taking that one on the thigh. And she wants that goal. You can just tell Abby Shields, the number 47, you can tell, pick her out there. She's got the headband on, the light blue headband. And she's hungry to score today, but thus far, Olympic being able to hold them out. Another cross comes in. Not as good as that first one. Lola gets the touch. Izzy's going to chase hard here, and the defence will come up and squeeze them up. Are you allowed to will them in commentary?
Yes, yeah. Especially if you're a parent.
Yeah, great. And here they are. They're set. May will look to try and beat her player here. And she so often does. And she's got that long loping. Just gets away from her, unfortunately, again. But the long loping strides, and she gets that determination. She's been a great asset for the team, the left footer. She can play at the back. She can play midfield, play up front, and can pot a goal away. And I'm going to call it. I reckon she's might be on for one today. As we see it break down here, Pippa Hassett. That's Lucia Tyree in there in midfield. Lola's going to get the ball here. She's going to find a little bit of space. She's going to look up, and she's just going to get squeezed out of possession here. But we can go again through either Lucia. Here's the midfield all having a little conference there, the three of them. And we've just got to make sure they're not giving away these balls too cheaply in midfield if we can, because Midcoast are ready to pick our pocket and launch their next attack as we see it break down. Great little intervention there from Izzy Newton. She'll chase hard here, pressure the ball, and we see a throw here for Midcoast. So Midcoast probably coming out with the better of the possession and field territory in this second half thus far. We're coming up to 10 minutes played in the second half. Just a reminder, if you're new to under 13 rules, these are 40-minute halves. And the score 2-0 at the moment, favouring the home side Olympic. Midcoast, who hail from the mid to lower north coast. They usually play their home games out of Taree, but beautiful Lake Katai hosted the round 11 fixture between these two teams, which favoured Newcastle Olympic 2-4 on that day. We saw Lola Savage get a double that day. Sienna got on the score sheet, and May also. So Bit of work to be done here from Midcoast, and the defender does do that work very well. Sienna was breathing down her neck, hungry for her second goal.
And am I right to say, Robbo, that we do have to play them again? We have another fixture in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, that's exactly right, Les. So the way that this 8-team structure...
Oh, hang on here.
We've got a threat here. Oop. Nervous moments for the Midcoast defence there. Yeah, the way that the 8-team structure goes, you play every team 3 times. And so there is a washed-out game that's still to be caught up, which I believe will be in the coming weeks. So there was calls for this game just to be a double-header, just to keep going for the full 160 minutes.
We normally don't make those decisions until after the result. And then after the result, we decide whether we want to have it as
again.
Yeah.
Double or nothing. So, but yeah, they'll play again. So, what did I say? Round 18 this week. So, only after this week, what's that going to be? 4 games left to play, including the make-up against Midcoast. So, Olympic currently sitting in 3rd position. They've got 24 points from their 15 games played, sitting in a strong position, but looking to consolidate that top 4 position running into the finals. And Midcoast currently sitting in 7th place. They're not out of it mathematically. They're on 11 points at the moment. They've played 14, so they've got that extra game in hand. But we see the play here broken down. Good play from the central defence of Midcoast, and finds a great ball. Grace Robertson's going to need to jockey here and try and slow this play down. She comes in now. This player's been giving a lot of room to run from Midcoast, but Eva Barnes is back there to clean up. This will spin for Tyree. She reads it well and forces Midcoast back. Unlucky not to get the possession there. Midcoast will go again down this left flank. Grace Robertson with the work to do. She's going to have to get hard on her player here. Eliza Morley getting a toe in. We're in the box, and she plays us away. Sienna sprinting to that ball, but just outbeaten by the number 41, Lola Savage here. We're going to see 4 on 3. Unfortunately, hasn't worked out in Olympics' favour there, but the spin of the ball does. And Millie Lim loses out on that tight battle there. Frustration creeping in there. She is going to get the ball back. And we're just seeing these passes not quite find a feet. Entertaining footy. It's tight. 2-0 lead. And here goes Abby. She is going to need to have this threat covered. She gets across in now to her teammate, who turns inside the box. Cleared away from Eliza Morley. Lola to pressure. And then it's Tyree. And then it's Robertson. Tyree back on the ball here now. She's going to look for Newton up on that right flank. She's not open, so Grace Robertson comes through. A turn there for Midcoast that hasn't worked out. Olympic back in possession, then they've lost it, then they've got it. It's ebbing and flowing here in the middle of the park, and we're just going to see how this plays out. Lola gets a toe on that one. Here we go. May will look for some space here. She'll bring it across to where we are in the commentary box and try and beat her player again. She's cantering up. She's got Lola tucked in behind if she can cut it back, but she's gone for goal there. And the referee with a bit of a decision to make, but he's deemed that it had gone out before the keeper had made contact. So there we go. We're back up at the northern end of the field. This is where Olympic want to be. And they're going to bring on their workhorse here, Emily Hughes, the train. So beware of a rested Emily Hughes. Just what Midcoast didn't want to have to be facing with 26 minutes left here to play. So Olympics, they're going to need to be on their game here, because this Midcoast team have got their tails up and they're hungry for goals. And this will fall for Robertson. She's going to need to get a touch in there, and she does. And covered there by Eve Delaney. Well done. And Olympic looking to just try and get some foot on the ball, a bit of consistent possession for the next 10 minutes here, try and control the game. It really has been Midcoast dominating the possession still in this second half. Again,
there you see it very interesting whether Midcoast playing like a traditional sweeper that's sitting way back behind the actual defensive line. And, I mean, if I was Sienna and I was looking there, I'd actually just push right up on the last player there and give myself an extra, I don't know, 10 metres of space, just to see what the defenders will do if you're standing right up on her. Is she going to move forward and get in the line, or is she going to go back again? Another 10 metres. And we can see it here now. So there's Sienna there, and there's the fullback for Mid-Coast. So interested to see how this pans out. But at the moment, the rest of the defensive line for Mid-Coast are doing their job, so she hasn't had to work in. But here's Sienna.
Here's Sienna. If she
could have been a handball.
Shades
there.
of handball there. If that gets across, you had the fast-flying May Morell looking to get on the end of that. And she may still. Here comes Lola across the top of the box. She's going to play one out to Eva Barnes. Not quite getting the toe on that one, but here we go with Mia. And she'll get it up through the middle of the field. Emily Hughes with the charge down. And Mid-Coast will just about get this away in the middle of the park. Grace Robertson with a bit of work to do again. She shows her attacker the sideline. She's going to have to get this boot in early. She's not taking my hints, Les.
Yes, well.
Here we go. They're certainly hungry for this ball, Mid-Coast. This is going to be a shot here, blocked by Lola. We might see another shot here, or it might be a pass out to Shields. Lola breaking this down. They're going to need to come away with this and find some space, hopefully for May or Emily. Here we go. Let's find a pass here. Sienna, get a touch on that. She does. Can she beat her player here? May's in support, and Izzy Newton is there as well. Following this up for the next one. Hicks could be a shot here. Oh, just feel like something's brewing for this Olympic attack here as May comes back and does the defensive work now as well.
A good 2-on-1 here for Mid-Coast, but she does well, the defender for Olympic. Paid in nice, calm ball into the centre here. It's well coached. Emily back on the ball, back to Lola. There's the 1-2 that we're looking for in the midfield. She might run all the way herself here. She might go either back out to Lola. No.
It's going to be Newton, plays it to Tyree, back to Newton, and now we're going to look for an attacking cross here. It's going to fall to Sienna. She takes it first time, possibly could have taken a touch there just to settle that onto her right foot, but good signs here as Olympic. You just feel like they're starting to win that arm wrestle back in the middle of the park, and we're going to hopefully see a little sustained period of pressure at this northern end of Darling Street Oval.
And Darling Street's going to get itself all prettied up for a couple of major fixtures towards the end of the year. We're going to be hosting both the NPL Women's Grand Final on a Saturday, and then we turn around and host the NPL Men's Grand Final the next day. So we've got two Grand Finals to host. Both are our premium competitions of the year. And then in 2 weeks after that, we turn around again, get the Slovakis ready, and we head out to host the All-Stars versus Jets game. So it's going to be a frenzy of chips and burgers and flying out of the kitchen or the canteen for three weeks in a row.
Is there enough schnitzels to go around, Les?
Yes, we actually have been breeding some special chickens all year just for this. We knew it was coming. So these chickens have no legs, no wings, just breasts. That's all they have.
All right, so back to the action here. Mid-Coast just trying to find a way through this stubborn Olympic defence. 2-0 it remains as we come into the final 21 minutes of the match. Who can stay hungry? Who can stay composed on the ball? Here comes Abby Shields, 47. The little dynamo from the Mid-Coast. And Olympic's going to need to do their work here. We're scrapping for it. Here comes a shot from Abby Shields. Eva Barnes getting in the way there. She's going to need to do that again here. And it trickles out for a corner for Mid-Coast. So nothing to show in terms of goals for Mid-Coast yet, but plenty of threats on the ball. And Olympic are going to need to really concentrate.
I think Abby Shields from Mid-Coast, she's going to need a schnitzel at the end of this. She's been everywhere. And she's just certainly been trying to get it sorted. So, corner here for Mid Coast. Can she knock it in? Comes in, early corner.
Emily on the touch and Shields on the ball. Knocks it back. Good from Savage there.
Could be a shot here. No, she plays it off. I thought she might have gone for corner. I mean the corner of the goal, should I say. Another few replacements here. Seems to do the replacements in threes, is the under-13s.
Yeah, we're going to see Morley, Newton and Ianazzo coming off for a spell. That means Hassett, Russell and Redmond.
Say hello, Laura. Say hello. There she is. Oh, no. There she is. She's our graphics extraordinaire. Here's Emily on the ball. Plenty of space. She plays a nice... Oh, here we go.
Savage
Lola's
on the ball. Left foot. What can she do? She pulls the trigger and she slots it home. And right on cue, we saw Mum on shot only seconds before, and it was an omen. Great camera work there as Lola Savage on the board. She got a double in the earlier fixture in round 11 against this team. And there she is, coolly slotting one away with the left foot there, Lola Savage. And we can see the replay here. And it's going to be an assist for Emily Hughes, who's found feet. Lola took those crucial touches and just didn't need to put any power on that. Just placed it in. And it's worth double when it's your left foot too, I think, Les. So great work there.
Well, I think that's part of the evolution of this team is they had to weather this storm straight out of half-time. Middies had come at them hard, and they had to weather that storm, and they did that for the first 10 or 15 minutes, and then play broke down, and they were good enough to put the ball into the net themselves. So that's the evolution, as I said, of this team and how they've progressed thus far in this competition, and they're going to be a threat, I think, in the semi-finals with this type of mentality. If we can get some of these girls playing at above or at their the best, they're going to struggle. They're going to scare a few teams, I'd imagine. Yeah,
definitely. Interestingly, looking back at the earlier fixture between these two clubs a few rounds ago, Olympic that day, they got to their 3-0 lead, as they are here now. As Mid Coast just looked to hit another attack. Keeper's going to need to get this, and she does, Eve Delaney. They got to 3-0 after about 20 minutes, and you'd say they probably did it comfortably. It ended up 4-2 on that day, so Mid Coast did come back, but they've come to the same result, 3-0. It's taken them a bit longer today, and a very different type of game. They've really had to hang in there as Lola sends off a ball to May Morell. She's found her left foot. She's wanting to cut back. She almost is able to, but the twin defenders there from Mid Coast were able to negotiate the threat of May Morell, but they can't nullify Pippa Hassett.
Yeah, Pippa with the actual covering tackle there. Bit like the Penrith in the grand final a few years ago.
All right, Olympic going to need to stay hungry on the ball here. And here's a girl who's hungry for more, Lola Savage. She scored twice against this team in round 11. She's got one on the board so far, joining Sienna Ianazzo and Emily Hughes. And maybe that goal is just going to be enough to spur the home team on here as Eva Barnes gets one to the feet of May Morell. May will take the players on as she does. She might drive this to the corner. She's going to need to go in now, and good aggressive play there from the Olympic left footer.
I didn't see that. Was it a throw-in?
Or we got a throw
nice.
for Navy. Royal blue, do we say? It's the royal blue versus the sky blue. Is this the big blue? Guess we could call it that.
Yeah, the big blue. It's the Greek blue.
Here we go, Emily. Oh, she's going to have a shot from there. Oh, plenty happening in the box there. Emily Hughes right in the thick of the action once again. Here's Ivy, not quite able to get there, and they're going to raid down the left side here, Mid Coast. Bit of work to be done still by these Olympic defenders. They've worked valiantly so far today. And Tyree breaks that down. There's 2 Olympic players in there. And threading it up the line to Audrey Russell. Tried the drag back, didn't quite work. And she'll go and challenge again here. And a little touch finder for Mid-Coast. 20 metres out from halfway. A little shuffle in the back line. We've got Ivy Redmond, right defence now. We've got Grace Robertson and Mia Kelly in the centre of defence. And Eva Barnes left defence. In the middle, we've got Emily Hughes, Lucia Tyree and Pippa Hassett. And up front, Audrey, Lola and May. 15 minutes to play here at Darling Street in the first fixture of the day. 15s and 17s coming up straight after this one's done. Great to have your company tuning in wherever you are around the Mid-Coast or the Hunter, Newcastle region or anywhere right around the world. Big thanks to Les Hornery for plugging in all the cables and getting it all happening here today. He's commentating and camera personing simultaneously, doing a great job, Les. And we see Lucia Tyree, the Stockton Rocket, on the ball once again, plays it off to Pippa. This left side of Mid-Coast looking lively, but comes to nothing once again. Mid-Coast just wondering what do they have to do to try and get on the scoreboard here. They've come so close. The gloves of Eve Delaney, the Olympic goalkeeper, has kept them out on more than one occasion. We're going to see a couple of subs here now, so maybe it's time to start trying some things.
Just head on over. I can see there they are, the under 15 girls just running through their warm-up paces over in the warm-up area. So they'll be on soon, coached by Mark and Georgia Hogg. So that'll be next game up at 11:40, I believe, and then we have a 1:20 fixture at the under 17s. So if you can join us, but if you're a big fan of Robbo's, he won't be doing it the next game. So if you're
not a fan, then even better.
Yeah, well, if you're not a fan, you probably just join us for the 15s. Yeah. Skip the 13s.
Eva Barnes here. She's caused headaches for the Mid-Coast defence all day, and she's done well there once again. Just urging the Olympic.
We are lucky to have you here, Robbo. I think people would remember only a couple of weeks ago where you sang us out. The girls coming out of the sheds and that beautiful dulcet tones of your singing voice. I think people probably don't know you from The Masked Singer because you were one of those people that didn't have to take their mask off. You actually just kept it on the whole time because you obviously have a great head for radio. But you have a great voice, so appreciate the last time was the singing voice, and maybe today you might be able to take us out with maybe a rendition of America's maybe A Horse with No Name.
Anything's possible, Les. But yeah, as we stick with the play here, foul there on Lucia Tyree, and Mid-Coast in a threatening position just 5 metres outside the box, so they'll set up here for the wall. Eve Delaney, Grace Robertson putting the tall timber in front. They've been a bit too polite at times, our Olympic wall, giving more than the 10 metres required. Love to see them standing right over the ball. That looks like they're giving away 14 metres today, but
yeah, I think that is close
forward
to 20.
So here we go, Mid-Coast, keen for a shot. Oh, that was a finely taken free kick.
You might just replay that just to show the viewers that's a close one.
Yeah, it was. This is our central defender from Mid-Coast. She had a great game, actually, and standing over the ball. She knew where she wanted to put it, and if that was just a little more on target, I think it would have been a real worry there for Eve Delaney, but she'll say she had it covered, and the wall's done a great job, and we're punching out here. If Pippa can just get on this ball, we can get out of trouble here. Ivy Redmond with the bouncing ball does just about enough. And Lucia coming away there now. This important pass here. Lola has a look. Who's she going to go with here? May on the left. And
again, not hard enough from Lola. She has the idea. She understands, as I said, she's the part of the creative group in this team. She knows what she wants to do. She has a great football brain already just in under 13s. And, obviously the skill level sometimes lets everybody down, and it did me many times. It let me down for probably the first 45 years of my career.
All right, here comes the threat, number 37 for Midcoast. This is Kayla Button. She's been showing some strong runs. Button down the right side, but finds the gloves of Delaney once again, and she'll just look to slow things down here and put a good 40 metres on this one as the bouncing ball heads up, and a chance for Audrey Russell to find some space if she can just keep this in, and not to be, unfortunately, for the race walker.
What distances is she racing over?
You name it. You name it, she can walk it. And
okay, I'm going to say 120 kilometres.
Not quite that
no,
much.
well, you just said name it.
3,000, 5,000, 10Ks.
Yeah, nice.
And race walking at a speed as quick as most of these players could probably run those similar distances. As we see the triple sub once again. And Lola Savage and Emily Hughes, two of our goal scorers, making way. And Sienna so you feel like she will close this out now for these final 10 minutes, the captain. And she's not satisfied just with the one goal. She would love another couple. I know that. So she's out there with the armband and the gloves on, searching for that next couple of chances. And this is this final 9 minutes or so where we'll just sort of see who's got the running legs, who's got the fire in the belly to chase down these balls. Keep scrapping. Olympic with the lead, so they've got the mental advantage here, but it's far from over, and I think they're going to have to cover all these threats here coming from Midcoast. Here comes the next one down the right wing. Eva Barnes in great position, and she's going to need to just tidy this one up, follow it over the line, as she does, and had a good game there out on that left fullback position, Eva Barnes. And we see the next threat here coming from Midcoast. Barnes getting in the way once again. She's going to keep that in. And she plays a beautiful ball here to Millie Lim. Millie's going to shoot that up the line for Sienna. And we're out and into an attacking position. Miss kick there. Hassett's going to pounce on that. She's going to come away, find some space. And it's just about going to fall. Here we go. Tyree looking to find Sienna. Can't quite get there. Here we go with Hassett. She needs one more little touch here to find a royal blue shirt, but she's just shoved off the ball, and Robertson's going to need to work hard here. This is a threat here, a real threat, but unfortunately that kind of sums up Midcoast Day. So close once again. They've certainly thrown a lot of threats at the Olympic defence, but just lacking that final touch to find the back of the net. It remains 3-0 here to the locals, but a gutsy effort put in by the visitors as they bring in their star, number 47, Abby Shields, back onto the pitch to close out the game. So, last 7 or 8 minutes here. Will we see some more goals? We see Millie Lim on the ball here. She's going to look to find a friend here and partner up. There's got to be some space out on this other side. There's a lot of congestion on this grandstand side at the moment. Tyree's now going to try and open it up. And not to be there as it breaks down. Midcoast grab the ball, and there's a runner here, but Eve Delaney. Grace Robertson not able to get in the middle of that, unfortunately. They've let one in there. I've got to say Midcoast has deserved a goal, and will that spur them on to a little fight back here now?
For the actual Midcoast supporters, we might just replay that. A little bit of a mistake there, but she had to be there. The Midcoast lady was pushing on.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. So number 38, Molly Curry, getting on the board there, and she'll be very pleased to have tucked that away. And with, what have we got, Les? 6.5 minutes to play here. So Olympic just got to be careful and try and get right in the battle here for these next 5 minutes and close this game out if they can. You feel like Midcoast is going to throw everything at them here. So, nervous times perhaps at the back, but played very calmly there. Beautiful work there from Eva Barnes. Millie Lim gets around her player. Still in possession. She's going to need to release this now. Unfortunately, doesn't find any royal blue feet. And we're going to need to see Olympic right on the front foot here, getting hungry to win these balls. 38 from Olympic. Finds feet. She's offside. And that's going to... I was going to say save the day, but Eve Delaney's always going to save the day back there. So chance to catch our breath. Going to have 5 minutes to play. Olympic in possession at the wrong end for them. And I'll be looking to clear this and just chew up a few seconds here. Mia Kelly with the roost upfield. We're going to need to see Olympic getting onto these balls and not giving Mid-Coast anything, because they're going to look to try and kick the door down, I reckon, in this last 5 minutes, Mid-Coast. So here we go. Tyree looking to pass her way out of trouble. That's not a bad piece of play. It hasn't worked out. I love the way Eve Delaney's sprinting off her line, and she just covers that one out well there.
Yes, it was not too many weeks ago that we were actually in front for the first time, and our right and left fullbacks and goalkeepers were sprinting after the ball. So they haven't learned the art of wasting a little bit of time yet, which is so invaluable here. But I think they have got it now. They've actually been in front now a few more games, and so they understand they don't have to sprint for the ball. It's a bit of gamesmanship that happens worldwide in our games, so it's not just something that they are doing. But I did actually have a word to one of the right back, and I said, listen, you don't have to actually sprint after the ball when you're in front. And she said, I didn't know. I was never been in front before.
No, that's right. Just the nuances of the game, which you're going to get over the course of a long season. And here we go. Newton on the ball, plays a great ball to Hassett. Hassett's looking for some support. She finds Millie Lim. That's going to bounce nicely for Sienna. Sienna's got a chance here, one-on-one. She's going to find her right foot and pull the trigger now. And great save there from the goalkeeper from Mid-Coast to keep Sienna at bay. Grace Robertson on the ball here. Unfortunately, plays it straight to Mid-Coast player number 46, Hannah Ryan. Sienna with a chance here to find a bit more attacking play. She's going to look for this pass now. She lays it off to space to Audrey Russell. She takes a great turning touch, and she's going to fire this up for a shot. And not a bad effort there in the end. It's just slid off the outside of the boot. But I love the turn and the touch in one movement there from Audrey Russell, and the clarity of pass there from Sienna Ianazzo, who's had a fine game here this morning. Got the gloves on. Mary Fowler style. All right, bit of work to be done here in midfield and defence for Olympic. It goes forward. Number 45, Daisy Ryan. She got on the score sheet last time these two teams played. She would dearly love another one here this afternoon. What a great ball in. Oh, and look out. Number 38, Molly Curry, has slotted that home, and we have a ball game, folks. It's 3-2. And
let's look at the work from the left winger here.
Daisy Ryan. She has set up a beautiful ball. It's found the feet of Molly Curry, the 38 from Mid-Coast. And from a comfortable 3-0 lead, we've got 2 minutes here to hang on. And again, dispossessed in the middle of the field. We're going to need to see some desperation here from Olympic to see this out, and calming it down there, Eve Delaney. So, Mid-Coast, we knew they were hungry. We knew they would fight back.
Has FC scoring her second for the morning. Number 38, Molly Curry. It's scored Newcastle 3.
Sienna on the ball here now. They would desperately love to put this one to bed. The score was 4-2 last time they played in favour of Olympic. Are we going to see a repeat carbon copy of that score?
Are we all eyes on the clock here, Robbo? What do we got?
Yeah, I've got a minute 20, a minute 19 on the live stream clock here, which referee George Field watch shouldn't be too far away from that. So, yeah, we're going to have about a minute left to play once this throw-in goes in. And it's nervous scenes here in the grandstand at the Jim Pappas Field, Darling Street Oval. That'll trickle over for a goal kick. Mid-Coast won't want to muck around with this because they've literally got seconds remaining on the clock to try and pull something out of the board. I didn't like the fact the ball wasn't stationary there for the goal kick, but we'll let that play on. Olympic really need to muscle up here, and everyone hands on deck in midfield. Getting back, Grace Robertson will slot that outside and just about do enough. I would be getting everyone back if I was on Olympic, and I would be scrapping for everything here. Let's not give them a chance. Here they come, mid-coast. They are going to fight and fight till the final whistle. Lucia Tyree hooks it over the fence. That'll waste a few little seconds there as well. I've got 15 seconds on the clock here. Les, the tension is high in the grandstand. Mid-coast come for one more attacking raid. There's Ivy Redmond getting the all-important intervention. George Field will start to look at his clock. He looks at it there, the referee. And Tyree coming up with it. Was that off the arm? Hopefully all legal. That'll go out hopefully for a goal kick. And that's the game. They have held on. Newcastle Olympic in a tense and close affair to kick things off for Indigenous round here. Les.
Well, that's game one and done. Done and won. Finished. That's what I'm trying to say. Robbo, appreciate a bit of handshaking here. Thanks very much all the way from the Olympics to the under-13s. You've been fantastic. We might give you a rest. You get yourself some special schnitzels, those ones we're talking about. So anybody you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank yourself, Les, for making it all happen, mate. Outstanding work. And just a quick recap on the way that all ended up. It has ended up with 3 goals for Newcastle Olympic. Sienna Ianazzo in the 2nd minute, Emily Hughes 27th minute, and Lola Savage the decisive 3rd goal in the 61st minute. But Molly Curry came back from mid-coast and she managed to score 2 goals, and it made it very tense right at the end. But Les, happy to take those 3 points, and that'll put Newcastle Olympic up into equal second now, I believe, on the table. So really exciting times for the rest of the season for this under-13 Premier Youth League Girls team from Newcastle Olympic. Have a good rest of your call.
Yep,
Look
okay.
forward to cheering you on, and thanks, folks.
See you later, boys and girls. Bye.